Welcome guys, let's talk about Ideogram 4. The good, the bad, and the ugly. First of all, this is a great model. It's capable of doing really good output, high resolution, high megapixel. There was a lot of controversy when it launched. There's still some ongoing controversy in the Reddit community. But let's just focus on creating amazing images. And you don't need to worry because it does NSFW very well. You can have LoRa's. You can load them in here with the Kijai workflow. It's super easy to do. Let's jump in because I'm pretty impressed with how it works. I wanted to wait a week before posting this just so I could get everything behind the scenes. And I wanted to show you guys how you can run it super fast on any NVIDIA GPU. As long as you have a 30XX, 40XX, or 50XX card, this thing is going to run really fast. What's the secret? We're going to be using int8, especially if you have an Ampere GPU. This is what you want to run. So you're just going to go in here and load the diffusion model int8. So just type in diffusion int8. There it is. So this is by Bert. I'll give you a link to his GitHub. And we're going to be using the new convrat, which is a new way of quantizing models so that they just work a little bit faster. You can also use the regular one. So if I type in IG here, and you can use the int8 mixed row, that works fine too. Here we can load the LoRa. You can preload it. I've also found that if you use the regular LoRa loader, it works too. So here we're going to type in macro mastia. You might want to Google what that means. So that works with the fantastic LoRa loader as well. I've also used silver oxides, diffusion model loaders. Not necessary, but if you want to. So you're going to load the simple ideogram file up there, and then you're also going to load the unconditional one down here. Now, you can load the LoRa as stochastic or dynamic, whatever you want. Here, since we're using convrat, then you're going to put it on true. If it wasn't, like the other model I showed you, like the int8 row, then you're just going to hit false. So here we are using the convrat, so we're going to put it on true. On-flight quantization, false. And we're going to select ideogram. Now, you have two choices. You can patch with sage attention, or you can go with flash attention. Which one's better? Honestly, for me, I found about 20 seconds difference. I found that the flash attention is actually a little faster with Ideogram 4. That was what I saw. The sage attention recently got released too. What you need to do for the sage attention is you want to go to the Word doctoral. Here, let's go load it up. Okay, this is super easy. I'm going to give you the link for the walk to do. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but we're going to go to his forked GitHub. And what you need to install first is Triton. So here is the here's the link to the sage attention. Just go ahead and open Claude or ChatGPT. It'll tell you how to install it. You want to activate your Conda environment, and then I highly recommend using PyTorch 212 and with CUDA support, and you also want to use Python 3.13, and I'm going to tell you why. You need those in your environment. So since we're using PyTorch 212, we're going to download this one here, which is CUDA 13 Torch 210 or higher. You're going to download that, and if you go to the Wildminder GitHub, he's going to have all the wheels for you. So we're going to go down to Triton. and we're going to install the latest one. So you're gonna activate your Conda environment, and you're gonna do pip install Triton Windows less than 3.8. You're gonna install that first, and then you're gonna do the pip install of the Sage Attention. But while we're here, let's go to the Flash Attention wheels. And so since we're using PyTorch 2.12, we only have two options. Either we use Python version 3.13 or 3.14. Otherwise, you could use PyTorch 2.11, and then you could get away with Python version 3.12. But for all the cutting edge things and for the new Sage Attention to work, you really want to go with the stable version of PyTorch 2.12 and then 3.13. I don't really want to go with Python version 3.14 just yet. You click on the link and then you just do a pip install. Okay, it's super easy. And that way you have Flash and Sage Attention in your ComfyUI. Let's go back to ComfyUI. So now that we're in here, you can go ahead and use Sage Attention because these are new wheels. You can select auto if you want. I like Flash Attention. It's also worth noting that if you're using Z-Image Turbo, the Flash Attention works better. Sometimes you get a black output if you use patch Sage Attention with Z-Image Turbo and Quen. I really don't know why, but that seems to happen. Okay, so we're just gonna select patch Flash Attention. Because we're using Flux 2, and they say to use the Flux 2 VAE, it actually works with the small decoder. So that's of value. Just leave this at Shift 5. And this is where one of the controversies started with Ideogram 4 is the whole JSON converter. So there's two ways of doing it. If you're using the traditional workflow from ComfyUI, then you're going to want to put it as a JSON. It's super easy. Just type your prompt in any LLM like ChatGPT or Claude, and then tell it to convert it as a JSON. Okay. You can also use hex colors, so you can refer to specific colors with the hex code. And Ideogram will do that. You can add text to it. Here we're just using a prompt that's just in natural form. So let's go ahead and just look at this. The image is a photorealistic photo of a blonde woman indoors with giant breasts viewed from a low angle that emphasizes her figure, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is natural verbose text, and Kijai's Ideogram 4 prompt builder is just going to convert it to the JSON, and you are then going to draw your boxes over here. This is a little confusing. You guys might not know how this works. Obviously, you can draw a box. Any monkey can do that. But going over the box here, you can then add some colors to it by going down here. So if we make this red, and the box is red, we could visually make this box any color we want. Whatever's on top is going to go on top. So now this is on top. Like here, we could have a picture of a poster of, I don't know, of a cat, of an orange tabby. And so then it would render the image with a poster of an orange tabby back there. Okay. I just wanted to make this super simple. You can get pretty detailed with all the placements. I'll show you guys after some images with the placements. Leave everything else the same. Down here is where you select the different resolutions, and over here the megapixels. The more the megapixels, the longer the prompt. So on 8 gigabytes of VRAM, this took about 200 seconds, which is pretty fast. The obligatory RTX video super resolution. Let's scale that by 2. It's super fast, and it just outputs it in pretty high definition. So here we don't have any plastic skin. It's looking pretty good. Overall, I'm fairly impressed with Ideogram 4. The outputs that it does are really fast for the quality it gives you. Full control over the text, the font. You can get very detailed with it. It's a graphic designer's dream because you can add all kinds of cool elements to it. We're hoping on getting like the edit model. Let's go look at some of the outputs that I made. So that was the image that we loaded up in ComfyUI, and you can see really high resolution, really good details. It captured everything well. Here's another one. I mean, it looks like an actual photograph. She's ready for OnlyFans. Yeah, I mean, it captured it well. Here we have an anime style. Using that Laura was an anime styled Laura, and you can see it captured it very well by covering one of her hands. That was what was in the prompt. So here we have a very complex prompt that I made of Sherlock Holmes shooting the Baron. Just to show you that it does NSFW really well. Now, I was able to prompt with the boxes the moon, the Victorian London architecture, the night, the clouds, the Baron up here in the forefront, Holmes with his cane, shooting the pistol. All of that was prompted with the bounding boxes, and it was not JSON format. I prompted the mustache, the top hat, all that good stuff. It did it really well. And just to prove that is exactly the bounding box style, we have it in more of an artistic look. And you can see the moon's in the same place, the clouds up here, the Victorian architecture, Holmes holding his cane, shooting the revolver, the blood spatter coming out of the Baron's face, the how he looks, all that is in the prompt, high resolution, really well done ideogram. Here we have a female wrestler. I put some Nintendo plushies in the background. They don't look super plushy to me, but that's exactly where I put them. I put robot junk in the foreground. It's a factory with a forklift. She's supposed to be picking up some kind of zombie creature. She is wearing pink spandex. She's in the middle. Really well done. All of that was put in the prompt. So kudos to Ideogram. The lighting, the dark atmosphere, that was all put in the prompt as well. Here's another one of her. And again, that was exactly how I wanted her to look. So the plushies are there, the robot junk, the forklift is exactly where it should be. Here I have one of Link, and I wanted him to fight Bowser. In another one, he's going to be fighting a stone troll, stone giant, or whatever. Again, the moon was up here, the mountains, the grass, the sword was prompted to go here with the boxes. And Bowser, it recognized these trademarked characters from Nintendo. It didn't have any problem with that. Really good game style art. I wanted to do that Nintendo style art. I'm not sure what's going on with the scabbard here, but it's okay. Overall, it's a pretty good image for what I wanted. And here again, you can see the moon, the mountains, the grass, the composition of the shot, where the sword is in relation. That was exactly what I wanted. Here we actually have the stone giant, and the prompt is having the same imagery. The action shot is, chipping away at the stone skin. So the scabbard, everything is there where it should be. Here's another shot. Again, the composition's the same. The stone giant obviously looks a little different because it's interpreting what like a stone troll or stone giant should look like. I think this is actually a stone Oni. I think I prompted Oni for this. That's why he's got the horns. Here I think was just the giant. And I prompted it a little bit differently with the sunset. But again, the composition there with the mountains and everything, really well done. We got 5 fingers. We got 5 fingers where it's supposed to be. Notice on Bowser, he does have, I think that's 3 fingers and a thumb, but that's just the game style art. It recognized the IP. Here again, good composition. So this is what I like about Ideogram is you're going to get what you want. If you prompt it with the boxes, it's going to give you exactly what you paid for. For comics, it did a pretty good job rendering the comic in a style, keeping the character consistent. This is supposed to be a joke comic where she thinks she's using a taser, but she's actually shooting people with her gun. One slight error is, he's supposed to say you're a loose cannon, turn in your badge and your taser. And then he's also supposed to say, now turn in your other taser, but it's putting the word bubble on her. I still think it's okay. That's something you can easily fix in Photoshop. Here we did some game art. It did pretty good with the text overall. It it needed to show like a Nintendo 64 kind of game style art from, and captured it well from the game, and then the poster art from the 90s. So I think it did a pretty good job overall. I mean, it's pretty good. You might want to go back into Photoshop and just do some tweaking here and there, but honestly, it's really good. Here we have some nice realism. This is kind of like the Last of Us style. Yeah, I think it's a really good model. But now let's get into some of the controversy. One of the controversies is that people are accusing Ideogram of gatekeeping their BF16, FP16 models, and it's true. They have not released them, which means that quantizing the models is coming from FP8, and making LoRa's is coming from the FP8 version. So by gatekeeping the BF16, we're not unleashing the full potential for LoRa making, for fine-tuning. Again, we're using the int8 version just fine. People are making really good LoRa's with it. So overall, I'm not too worried, but I understand why people are screaming about this on Reddit. As this OP says, we're stuck with subpar quality LoRa's and fine tunes due to the low precision of the provided FP8 weights. This is sad, and it really leaves a bad taste. And I already wasn't a big fan due to the heavy censorship. It came out censored out of the box, but from my experiences, it's not censored at all. It does NSFW really good, even without LoRa's. I was able to produce them in the Kijai workflow. So, but I understand it when it initially launched and people didn't know how to use it, it was creating a lot of controversy. Let's look at the other claim. So this is kind of a doozy. Civitai is not showing you any NSFW Ideogram for LoRa's, but I'm going to show you how you can hack that. Ideogram 4 does not want anything that is NSFW related to their model. And this is endemic to something even bigger. I'm going to be releasing my next video talking about how MasterCard, Visa, Amex have crippled the AI industry, have completely hamstrung Civitai, and are forcing Patreon to make decisions they normally wouldn't want to do, like banning accounts. I got my account banned just for showing a couple of mature posts. They incorporated, cartoon violence, and so I'm in jail now for 2 months in Patreon before I can appeal that. But I'm going to go in depth and talk about why this is a bigger problem and how these credit card companies have the entire industry on its knees. This is a huge problem, guys. Now, if you go to Civitai and you look for the Ideogram models, you will not see the NSFW listed under Ideogram. Let's go ahead and take a look. Here we are in Civitai. And of course, I turned the filter to blur anything mature. So here you see some LoRa's, and they're all great, but nothing here is NSFW. So how do you get those to show up? Here in filters, you have Ideogram 4 selected. You're also going to select other. Go ahead and select other. And now you'll be able to see them. So here we have the NSFW ones. I'm definitely not going to show anything rated X or R. But yeah, you're just going to go in here and download the model. Now they're going to give you prompts that are in the JSON format. Just going to go ahead and copy that. Go to ChatGPT and say, hey, put it in natural prose for me, and then put that back in. And then the Kijai workflow will just change that for you. Okay, so it's pretty easy. Just make sure you have other selected. Overall, I'm impressed with Ideogram 4. I like it. I'm not worried about the fact that it's only FP8. We've got some good int8 versions of it. Overall, I'm impressed. The int8 is really gonna chef's kiss, produce really good speeds on your Ampere GPU. It's gonna work great even on your RTX 4090 or 5060. With those, you can also get away with the FP8. Remember, 30XX cards, they can read anything. They can read FP8, they can read NV, FP4, but you're not going to get the speeds. It's going to go ahead and upcycle it to FP16. But int8, it will read, and it will read it natively, which means that's the fastest way of doing it. And all my models now have been converted to int8. So if you go to my Hugging Face, I have quantized the sulfur models into int8. You're just going to go ahead and download that. So they've already been tested. They're already working. I'll go ahead and do another LTX video on int8. All the information's here. I also quantized regular LTX. That's in int8 along with the workflow, with the prompt relay. So it's all here. You can see just a day ago and 22 hours ago, I uploaded them. I probably will also convert it to Convrat 2. But it's all available for you guys. When it comes to the ideogram, just go to silver oxide and you can download, you need to download the simple and the unconditional. So simple and unconditional. And if you want the Convrat, then you're going to get the simple Convrat and the unconditional. Okay. I'm still working on a way to get the text encoders to work in int8. More on that later on as I find a way. You know, me and Claude got to sit down. Me and Opus 4.8 got to sit down and find a way to make some nodes that'll get that working. I got it working before with WAN 2.2, so yeah, it's not going to be a problem. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. We're going to go ahead and tackle those nasty credit card companies and how they're just destroying the AI industry. And I've got some tips for AI creators, like what you should do if you want to protect yourself. It's a super easy strategy. And yeah, just stay tuned. All right, guys, see you later.